Titanic in Sichuan, a billion-dollar dream that never set sail. Shock move. Bank of China defies Xi Jinping. Crisis erupts.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Billion-dollar blunder? China's Titanic replica sits unfinished for over a decade. Recently, a viral video shot by netizens revealed that Sichuan's so-called Titanic, a colossal replica built with a jaw-dropping investment of 1 billion yuan, remains incomplete after 11 years. Rusting away and nearly abandoned, the ghost ship has once again ignited outrage and public disbelief. Public records show the Titanic replica is located in Daying County, Sichuan. It was planned by Jinping Energy Investment Group, with construction undertaken by Wuchang Shipyard under China Shipbuilding Industry Corporation. The ship was originally expected to be finished in just 2 years, with an official completion date set for August 2017. But recent aerial footage shared online shows a haunting scene. The site lies in ruins. The rust-covered hull sits motionless, surrounded by corroded scaffolding and idle cranes. Not a soul is in sight. According to original promotions, the ship was built at a 1-to-1 scale with the real Titanic, measuring 270 meters long, 28 meters wide, and 31.7 meters high. It reportedly consumed 50,000 tons of steel and was designed to feature all the original luxuries: a grand banquet hall, a performance theater, first-class suites, an observation deck, even a swimming pool, all meant to recreate the ill-fated Titanic experience. But since construction began in May 2014, the timeline has crumbled under repeated delays. According to Dawan News in 2024, concerned citizens asked the Daying County government if the Titanic project was effectively dead. The response from the Daying Dead Sea Tourism Resort, where the ship is located, confirmed the project had been temporarily suspended due to the investor's cash flow crisis. On May 26 this year, a staff member from the resort's management committee told a Dawan News reporter that the project is currently in suspension. The staffer refused to elaborate on why construction was halted. On the same day, the reporter contacted project investor and Jinping Energy chairman Su Xiaojun. When asked whether the project was officially abandoned, Su denied it, claiming plans were underway to restart. However, when pressed about the cause of the halt and the funding issues, Su abruptly shut down, saying it was inconvenient to explain over the phone. The real Titanic struck an iceberg and sank in the Atlantic Ocean on April 15, 1912, killing 1,523 passengers. Only 711 survived. This Chinese remake of the Titanic has drawn fierce criticism since day one. Many online users see it as a pointless vanity project. After the recent footage exposed its rusting carcass, fury once again flooded the internet. Do they really have nothing better to do with their money? This unfinished mess is a scam, plain and simple. Either they're insane or they've got ulterior motives. You think this is just about building a ship? It reeks of money laundering. It's like someone tried to build a Hollywood theme park in a Chinese village. This whole thing is the brainchild of lunatics. Some netizens added, "The Titanic was a tragedy. Why would anyone rebuild it? Thousands died. It's a cursed idea. Doomed to lose money." In today's market, this thing is bound to tank. Malls are empty. How would this even break even? It's all for entertainment, but during an economic downturn, even if completed, it'll end up like those abandoned rural farmhouses, a flash in the pan and then forgotten. Crisis detonated. Bank of China breaks ranks with Xi Jinping in unprecedented move. China's banking sector is facing unprecedented turmoil. Since 2024, hundreds of small and medium-sized banks across the country have shut down or been forcibly merged due to insolvency. This wave of closures has accelerated in the first half of 2025, highlighting deep structural weaknesses in the financial system. Local banks, heavily exposed to bad loans from real estate developers and local governments, are running out of liquidity. Confidence is eroding as depositors quietly withdraw funds, fearing more collapses. Regulatory authorities have remained tight-lipped, offering only vague reassurances. The silent banking crisis is spreading, casting a long shadow over China's already fragile economy. Wang Duruo from Apollo.com reports that China's regime is facing an open credibility collapse, this time in the bond market. On May 23, the Ministry of Finance launched the first batch of 50-year ultra-long special treasury bonds, 25 ultra-long special treasury bonds 03 for 2025, aiming to raise 50 billion yuan. The winning interest rate hit 2.1%, significantly higher than the 2.01% of similar bonds on the market, yet the bid multiple was just 2.27. A freezing point moment for Beijing's bond ambitions. Financial analyst Xiao Kui noted that this so-called confidence project, heavily backed by Xi Jinping and loaded with political symbolism, was completely snubbed by the market. It was a direct blow to the credibility of both Xi and the entire Communist Party system. This auction wasn't merely a financial transaction, it was a political litmus test. In theory, state banks are expected to obediently subscribe to treasury bonds issued by the Ministry of Finance. But this time, a rare rebellion emerged. Finance no longer obeys the party. Even regime insiders refuse to prop up Xi's political ego. Wang Duran of Apollo.com emphasized, the market didn't just reject bonds, it saw through the collapsing finances and hollow core of the CCP's rule. From a macro lens, issuing 50-year bonds is like asking the market to bet on whether the regime will last until 2075. The cold response signals, even the financial world doubts the CCP can survive 5 more decades. This is what experts now call financial discounting of regime credibility. Across China, Xi Jinping's aura is unraveling. The military purge is spiraling out of control. Loyalists are being axed. Power structures are in disarray. And now, even a politically mandated bond sale failed. It's the clearest sign yet. Belief in the system is cracking from within. Back in 2003, He Qinglian, a senior researcher at the Hoover Institution, predicted in The Current Situation and Prospects of Authoritarian Rule in China that the CCP would enter a phase of collapse without falling within 20 to 30 years. By that timeline, 2033 marks the end. That once cautious forecast now looks prophetic, perhaps even ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, public sentiment grows darker. Online rumors about the ominous red horse, red sheep curse point to 2026 to 2027 as the regime's expiration date. Whether superstition or not, a consensus is hardening. The CCP cannot sustain a 50-year promise. The market's rejection is the latest confirmation. Wang Duran summed it up bluntly. This bond failure was a silent referendum. The financial world voted with its feet. Xi Jinping's so-called stabilizing image has collapsed. This is no longer just a monetary failure. It's a full-scale implosion of political faith, a quiet yet thunderous vote of no confidence in the regime. China's real estate collapse is dragging the banking sector down with it. As major developers default on debts and projects stall nationwide, banks are left holding massive amounts of non-performing loans. Mortgage holders are also defaulting, with unfinished buildings offering no value as collateral. Rural banks and regional lenders, heavily tied to property-backed lending, are the first to fall. But if the crisis persists, even larger state-owned banks may face liquidity strains. The interconnection between banks and real estate is deep, making it impossible to contain the fallout. If no effective rescue plan emerges, a systemic banking collapse is no longer unthinkable.
New era beggar gang emerges in China. The opening news today continues to be related to the consequences brought about by China's sluggish economy for its people. A recent report on the Chinese portal website NetEase highlights the surge in mortgage defaults in recent years, driven by the economic downturn and resulting unemployment. In one instance, a reader from Chongqing shared his ordeal. In 2019, he invested over 1.5 million yuan to purchase a property, making a down payment of 400,000 yuan and securing a loan of over 1 million yuan. His monthly mortgage installment exceeded 6,400 yuan. Due to his company's financial struggles in the past 2 years, he was compelled to default on his mortgage. Consequently, the bank initiated legal action against him, freezing his bank account and imposing additional costs, including default penalties and legal fees. Recently, he received a call from the court notifying him that his property would be auctioned immediately. Shockingly, the starting price was a mere 900,000 yuan. If the property were auctioned at this price, he would not only lose his home and down payment but also owe the bank an additional 340,000 yuan, on top of the previous unpaid monthly installments, resulting in an overall loss amounting to 900,000 yuan, approximately $125,050. Meanwhile, many young people, following job loss, have ventured into becoming live streamers. Online videos depict a substantial gathering of live stream hosts under a certain large bridge in a specific location. Some characterize this phenomenon as a new era beggar gang. Moreover, numerous young individuals have opted for a lying flat lifestyle. According to an article by Zhang Dandan, an associate professor of economics at Peking University, titled The Possibly Underestimated Youth Unemployment Rate, relying on data released by China's National Bureau of Statistics, the population of young people aged 16 to 24 in urban areas across the country numbered around 96 million in March of this year. Among them, 32 million were part of the labor force, while 64 million were not. Within the 64 million individuals not participating in the labor force, 16 million were non-students, predominantly individuals who have made the choice to depend on their parents, lie flat, or become full-time children. In June and July of this year, approximately 11.58 million college graduates graduated, and it is anticipated that the number of individuals embracing a lying flat lifestyle will continue to grow.